Another episode of the NJ Show. I hope you guys are all doing well. Interesting episode that we've got today. I didn't think an episode like this would be coming so soon. You know, I thought that the bear market would give us more time to focus on traditional markets as opposed to crypto markets. And, you know, talking about an altcoin today feels a bit weird, but I'll go into detail as to why I think it's weird and why I think it might be a little bit ahead of the curve for where it is right now. We're going to dive into all of that today. I hope everybody's doing well. Get your comments in. I'll do a shout out in just a moment. But, the first thing I'm thinking is we've had a lot of projects that have launched over the last 2 years. The crypto market has really changed. Okay. So many projects have hit the market, altcoin saturation galore. And now we are at a stage where more competition has even hit the market. Okay. And we've got a new project that we're going to discuss today, which is called Aptos. Now, I know a lot of you guys have heard I know a lot of you guys have heard about Aptos, and I know a lot of you guys may trade it already. But what is it? What does it do? Why are people dubbing it as the Solana killer? And is it something that has the ability to make money for us in the bear market? And this is something that we're going to dive into today. We're going to have a thorough conversation about Aptos, about what it is. We're going to talk about UK inflation. The market continues to get worse. The market continues to get worse. Is it the right time to be talking about altcoins? We'll find out as we go on into the episode. But I'll do the shout out now anyway. How is it going, everyone? I see you, Nicholas Giroux, right at the top. I can see you there. I see you, Hafuel, as well. But the first comment that appears here for me is Elizabeth. Elizabeth says, let's get it. Don't forget to like and subscribe, guys. Helps support the channel and brings you more content. Thank you, Elizabeth. I appreciate you for that. August saying good vibes. Welcome to the chat, August. Thank you for joining the show. Vineet says, hello, everyone. Hello, NJ. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you, Vinny. It's good to see you, my brother. Phil the Flying Frenchman, it's good to see you, my bro. Good morning to you, too. It's good afternoon in the UK, but good morning to you. Hafuel says, hello, hello, hello. Good to see you, my brother. Very good to see you. The Ape Each, Ape Coach, not Ape Each, Ape Coach says, yo, yo, yo. Good to see you. AC says, salam. Good to see you, brother. Salam to you, too. Crypto Mac in the house saying, big NJ. I appreciate you, my bro. Luke, thank you for joining the show, my bro. I don't know what that means, but thank you for joining the show. Jorian, already discussing Aptos here. He goes, I don't need Aptos when there's A0. And that's a fantastic point. I'm gonna bring that up as well. I want to bring up A0 as well, because it's not the first time we've heard about this Solana killer. All right. So we'll dive into it. I think it could. All right, but we'll go into it. Stefan, what's Stefan saying? Stefan says, good afternoon. Good afternoon, mate. Good to see you. J-Mo, good to see you, my brother. Thank you for joining the show. Esteban, good morning to you, Esteban. Thank you for joining. Kalayan says, hello there. Are you going to confirm that APT is overhyped for the price it is at the moment? Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Stay tuned for the rest of the episode and you'll find out. Derry, good to see you, Derry. Thank you for joining. Calvin says, good to see you all, NJ family. Yes, the NJ community continues to grow. Frederico says, hello from the gym. Thank you for joining from the gym, Frederico. It's either at work with Frederico or it's at the gym. Frederico's never at home. JMO says, good morning. Dad says, good afternoon, son. Keep it up. Thanks, Dad. Ray says, hey, yo, good to see you, Ray. And Piotr, good to see you, Piotr, too. One or two more and we're done. Stephen M. Crypto, good to see you. Thank you for joining. And Jay Armo, that's the last one I'll do for today. Hello, Jay Armo. Thank you for joining the show. Right, guys, it's good to... All right, one more. Meg. Can't leave Meg out. We can't leave Meg out, all right? Meg, it's good to see you. And Migs. All right, Migs, good to see you. Right, I can't say hello to everybody as much as I want to. I think we covered most of you guys. All right, rightio. So the first question we've got today is, what is Aptos? All right. Now, before we trade markets, now I know a lot of you guys, the cryptocurrency coin comes out, it launches on Twitter, you see it all over the place, you suddenly just want to trade it because it's trending. But before we can get to a stage where we can trade the coin, we need to understand a bit more about what it is and what it does and what purpose it serves in cryptocurrency. Now, luckily for you guys don't have to do any of that. All you guys have to do is tune into the NJ show, and NJ will waffle on about what Aptos is, what it does, and what my thoughts are going into the next cycle as to whether or not it's going to do a madness. So let me share my screen. Let me share my screen, and I'll do that now. Make sure you guys are smashing up the like button as well. By the way, I can see already you guys have done it, but I got to say it anyway. Thank you very much. And just a quick a quick shout before I continue the stream. You can actually trade Aptos using the link in the description below. Bybit was the first place to list it. They are the only place that uses it with leverage. Trade with very low leverage, not financial advice. Take your time when taking these trades, but you can sign up to Bybit. You don't need any KYC to do it. And you can also sign up to Binance as well, which will allow you to trade it on spot. So let me share my screen now and let's go into what this is. So when it comes to Aptos, why is this new layer 1 blockchain a VC darling? So a few quick points for you guys. A few very quick points for you guys before we dive into this article here. So number one, the first thing that we need to talk about is ICO drops gave this project a rating of very, very high. Okay, ICO means initial coin offering. That's what it was called in 2017. ICOs, basically a pre-sale or a private sale. And in 2021, that changed to IDO, initial DEX offering, where these ICOs, instead of launching from their own incubators, exchanges were incubating them, and therefore they went from ICO to IDO. All right. Now, this project, they raised $350 million. Okay. And who was involved in raising that money? We had the likes of FTX that had invested into this. We had the likes of Coinbase that invested into this. And we even had Binance Labs that had invested into this. And this was over a year ago. All right. Now, the reason today it's launched and we're seeing such high valuations is because of the amount of money that has gone into this project. It's a project that's coded on Move, which comes from the Facebook devs. All right. The Facebook devs, in the last bull market, they were working on their own token. Okay, it was coined the Libra token or Liberty token or something along those lines. All right. Now, because this token, I think, was deemed as a security, or Facebook were having some legal issues in terms of how they were looking to launch this token, they had to not abandon the project, but they had to push the project to the side. All right. Now, these devs, they went off and they did their own thing. Okay, and when they did their own thing, they coded this on a language that they created themselves called Move. Now, Solana, as far as I'm aware, is coded on Rust. Okay, so there's already competition there. One's using one language which claims to be more competition, which claims to be more modern, right, than Rust. So there's one piece of competition there. Aptos claims they can do 160,000 transactions per second in comparison to Solana's 120,000. And the project has been going on for a year, but the tokenomics were only released 2 days ago. So let's dive more into that. Now that you've got your quick handy notes, all right, let's talk about what this project is. So if you're looking... Now, this bit here is a little bit inane, but if you're looking for a new crypto project to invest in, Aptos is certainly a promising option that has generated plenty of buzz recently. The venture capital-backed cryptocurrency is still in the planning stage. That's one red flag. But its proposed features are already gaining ground among the crypto community. Aptos ultimately plans to increase scalability while offering some unique security and usability options. Here are some essentials to know if you want to be the first trendsetters with Aptos. Now, that sounds very markety, if I'm being honest with you. It sounds a bit, buy this token, bro, buy this token. That's already one problem. And also here, when you guys are studying FA, when you guys are looking at a crypto project and you're doing fundamental research behind it, the same way you guys like to chart, you guys like to chart, you like to do your own charts, you like to check out what others are doing, but you want to chart it for yourself, you want to learn it for yourself. It's the same principle here with fundamentals, all right? So Aptos is a proposed layer one blockchain, proposed meaning that it's not yet, even though mainnet has gone live, it's not yet, that uses the Move programming language. Okay, so just as I explained a moment ago, Move, they're using Move, they're claiming it's more modern than Rust is. They're claiming that this is new technology that they've developed themselves. So that's what they're using, the Move programming language. The cryptocurrency promises users increased scalability, reliability, security, and usability. We've all heard that before. Every single layer one, layer two that comes out all promises exactly this. Aptos is still in the very early stages of planning. It hasn't generated any Aptos coins yet or published an official white paper. However, crypto experts are already beginning to discuss the Aptos blockchain, and it's raised millions of dollars from investors. So already that bothers me a bit, man. Aptos is first they talk about buying the token, then they talk about how good the token is, then they say it's still in the very early stages of planning and we haven't really done anything yet, but we've raised millions of dollars though, so you know what I'm saying, like we raised that money. Okay, all right, so they raised money. So there is something that's there. They've raised money from the right people. But there are many red flags with this, and as bullish as I am on it, and I am bullish on it, we will break down why I think it's a red flag continuously, and why I think we should be a little bit patient before we rush into buys. Okay, the Aptos blockchain is generating all this hype because of its intriguing past. The blockchain is based on the Diem blockchain initiative from Meta. Now, Meta is the key word here. Meta is the was the team that has both of the Aptos. I think both the owners of Aptos come from Meta. That was recently abandoned. So, as I mentioned at the beginning of the show, I spoke to you guys and I said, Facebook were trying to make their own coin. It was called Libra or Liberty or Libra something. And they had to abandon it because they were having too many legal issues to get this on the market. The Aptos crypto is being created by Diem developers and will use the programming language originally created for Diem. All right. It will still focus on Diem's original goal of creating a scalable, fast blockchain in hopes to offer additional features that will make the crypto more accessible to average users. Now, I don't know if we've got any people that are new to crypto in the chat right now, but if you're new to crypto, basically what this is saying is they're building the next Ethereum, the next Solana, the next Polkadot, the next AVAX, the next just any layer one that you Atom, the next Cosmos, something which you can build upon. Okay, the head of the ecosystem. So what this is sort of pointing out to us is because you've got scalability, you've got a fast blockchain, additional features that will make crypto more accessible, you can build your project on the Aptos blockchain. Okay, and if you're building your project on the Aptos blockchain, you're going to have all those perks and all those features. You can expect MetaMask at some stage to have its own Aptos chain that you can add to it, and you can trade tokens in between. The APT token will probably be used as gas, similar to Ethereum, similar to Solana, AVAX, etc., etc., etc. Okay, so who is Aptos Labs? Aptos Labs is the team behind the Aptos project. No shit. They currently lead a diverse team of developers, engineers, and strategists headed by co-founders Mo Sheikh and Avery Ching. Oh, these are the guys from Meta. These are the guys from Meta I was talking about. Both of these guys are from Meta. Sheikh and Ching met when they worked together on the Diem blockchain, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. How does the Aptos blockchain work? Though it's not fully operational yet, notice how the English here is a bit mad. Though it's not fully operational yet, the Aptos blockchain is already hitting impressive targets. Currently, it can process 130 transactions per second while maintaining security and reliability. A few revolutionary concepts are at work behind Aptos' impressive performance. So I said that it had 160k transactions, but this is claiming it's 130. So I'm not sure why on some websites it says 160 and on this one, it says 130. Perhaps I might need to look into that a bit deeper to see what the truth is. Maybe it's 130 and they can guarantee security, guarantee reliability. And maybe if the maybe if the chain was used so much, like crazy, then maybe it could get pushed to 160, but they wouldn't be able to guarantee reliability and security. Obviously, you've seen with Solana in the last couple of months, in the last year, in fact, there's been hacks going on with Solana. I think was it Mango that got hacked for something crazy like 130 million or something like that. We've seen Solana go down a couple of times, and part of the reason that it goes down is because of how much it's being used. All right, now we've got this protocol here called Aptos saying, well, we can guarantee more transactions per second over Solana, and we won't go down. And you're not going to have the same security issues. We're not going to get hacked. All right. That's what they're saying here anyway. Make sure you're smashing up the likes, by the way, if you haven't already, and make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed to the channel already as well. Thank you very much for your support. So a bit here on the block STM technology. This is the engine that they're using. Creates an engine that efficiently handles smart contracts. That's the key word, smart contracts. Like I said, you've got to compare it to Ethereum. You've got to compare it to Solana. Think smart contracts. Think very basic. Think, who have we got in the chat? We've got Crypto AM in the chat. So say, for instance, I want to send money to Crypto AM. Maybe I go on MetaMask. Maybe I go on Binance. AM says, all right, you're going to send this to me. I say to AM, what chain should I send it on? Should I send it on TRX? Should I send it on Ethereum? Should I send it on Solana? What chain shall I send this on? AM says Aptos. So I say, okay, cool, no problem. I will send it through Aptos using the Aptos chain, using the Aptos gas, etc., etc., etc. So the good thing about this here, the reason I'm bringing this up is because it says here the Aptos, this makes things a lot quicker because a single failed transaction won't halt the whole chain. This is kind of where I think Solana does use parallel transactions as well. Right here, you see parallel execution. I believe Solana does this as well, but Solana still went down. Now, these guys are saying that they can still use parallel execution and that they can handle multiple transactions at once. So this makes things a lot quicker because a single failed transaction won't halt the whole chain. Instead, transactions can be processed concurrently and all of them are validated post-execution. So I think they can have one-to-one validation as the requests go in and out, which is something that we've seen before. It's not new technology. And here we go here. Ultimately, up to 160,000 transactions may be processed simultaneously, but they can't confirm. If we scroll up here a little bit, they say they use 130, and I think that's very clever writing. They've put 130 up here somewhere. I'm not sure where I saw that. They put 130. Here we go here. So 130 transactions per second while maintaining security and reliability. But down here, they put ultimately up to 160,000 transactions may be processed simultaneously, but they seem to not know whether or not that will cause a disruption in the service. So that's already another thing. I'm not liking the English per se. The English is very, very non-transparent. It's very opaque. You know what I'm saying? You know when someone's chatting to you and you feel as though they're saying something, there's something else that they want to say, but they're holding back their speech. And that's what it kind of feels like with this. So more onto the Move programming language. One of the things that make Aptos Crypto so appealing is Move, a custom programming language that was first designed for the DM blockchain. We already know that. It's flexible enough to handle the unique needs of Aptos developers, and its global storage is more secure than the average programming language. Move lets users define custom resources that can't be copied or discarded, making it much more difficult for malicious entities to control the Aptos blockchain. So look, I like that. It's bullish, all right? What we're seeing here is we're seeing an improvement on what we currently have with Solana. Now, with Solana, there's been a lot of hacks. Okay, there's been a lot of hacks. There's been a lot of issues with Solana, and that has been noted throughout the course of 2022. Now, of course, we're in a bear market. Naturally, you're going to see lower valuations for all these altcoins that were born in the bull market. Okay, But at the same time, there has been a lot of problems with Solana. And I think that the market could potentially be ready for the next thing now. Now, Fury Twins here in the chat says hacks are bullish. Okay, they are bullish because you learn from them and you sort of reinforce your project. You reinforce your code. But the problem is, as it continues to happen, you've got to also be in a position where you are also modernizing what you have too. So, say for instance, if you've got a project that is you're consistently getting hacks, yes you are, you're fixing them, you're patching them, you're creating a more secure environment, yes that's true. At the same time, you're not doing anything to innovate, to show difference, to show more. And Aptos has come now, they've taken their chance, they've launched even in the heart of a bear market, and they're claiming to have a better, more resilient blockchain than Solana. Okay? So that's kind of where it goes. If you're not staying innovative, your crypto tends to die. And that's the problem with bull markets and bear markets. In the bull market, it feels like every coin is going to be the next massive thing, you know? When in reality, it goes to zero because crypto is still so new to the game. There are still so many ways to create better crypto projects that the people who get caught bag holding, like look at A0, for example. A0 went to $3, right? And everybody thought that it was going to go to 30 or 300. It was going to do what Solana did. And then from $3, it's gone back down. And yes, we haven't gone into a bull market yet, but think about the bag holders that are holding it from $3, expecting it to be the next big thing. Can we compare Aptos to A0? Yes, we can. You know? So moving on, these are the different protocols that they're using. Okay, so we've already discussed the STM technology, the engine that handles the smart contracts, the Move programming language, which is the code that they use to operate, to create the project, the BFT consensus protocol. Instead of using a consensus protocol that has to follow the order of transactions, Aptos decouples the two processes and lets them run parallel with each other. This reduces latency in time it takes to confirm network transactions. So, do you know when you're sending money across? Say, for instance, you send money across to your friend on Binance, or you send money across to your friend on MetaMask, or whichever exchange, and you see on the receiver's end, you'll see it says confirmations, and it will say 0 out of 20, 0 out of 100, or whatever, and you see it go up one by one. In order to get the second confirmation, usually you have to wait for the first one to complete. To get the third confirmation, you have to wait for the second one to complete. What this is doing is this is doubling its speed. It's doubling its speed by essentially using both confirmations in one segment. So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, it can do 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 13, 17. Do you see what I mean? So it's much faster. So to some degree, they're trying to compete with TRX as well, you know? So, yep, this reduces latency. I literally just explained that while increasing speed. I just explained that. Accuracy, I suppose we can talk about. To ensure accuracy, Aptos has created a Byzantine fault-tolerant BFT engine that analyzes individual states on chain and then automatically updates validators as needed. Validators being nodes within the network that can validate each confirmation, each transaction. So, say for instance, if you're staking your tokens on Aptos, you'd be a validator, all right? Because your tokens are powering up the network. They're allowing from tokens to move from A to B, just like Bitcoins have miners, just like Ethereum now has the POS, proof of stake. All right. So what makes Aptos different, other than launching in a bear market, other than launching at a silly valuation? What makes it different? If you've spent a lot of time checking out crypto news, Aptos crypto might sound somewhat familiar because it is. It's different. It's definitely true that a lot of new blockchains claim to be exciting layer ones that will solve all scalability problems. While it's understandable to approach Aptos with some caution, bro, I beg you, look at this. Look at the English that they're using here. It's insane. In a way, they're kind of fudding themselves. You know, they're kind of fudding themselves. It's quite interesting to see how they're doing that, you know? So it actually does justify some hype. A very active community, plenty of investors, and access to unique engines and programming languages all help the Aptos blockchain stand out. If it delivers on its promises, it will be very different indeed from existing layer 1 chains. To me, this kind of sounds a bit like WAN chain, you know? I think during 2018, when we had the bear market of 2018, we had one chain that came out and claimed all of this. And it went to $10 and then it dumped and it rugged. Actually, did it rug? Is it still listed on Binance? Is one chain still listed on Binance? Is one chain still listed on Binance? Let's have a look. One. Yeah, it's still on Binance. One chain is still on Binance. But what's the price? One USDT. The price of one chain is 17 cents. And in 2018, sorry, it went to $10. This looks like a complete rug. Will it happen with Aptos? I don't think it will, because we've got so much money being pushed into this. 350 million, which is a huge amount. I think this will live for a little while longer. Now, Aptos versus Solana. One of the Aptos blockchain's main competitors will be Solana. If not the biggest competitor, will be Solana, which is currently the hottest high performance layer 1 available. Okay, yes, it is theoretically. So far, both Aptos and Solana have similar levels of speed because they rely on engines that can run computations in parallel. So I was saying earlier on, I did say that I believe that Solana was doing parallel executions as well. And I knew I was right. I thought I was right. However, when comparing the Solana and Aptos blockchains, Aptos seems to be more reliable. Solana has been fairly prone to failure, having had notable outages and downgrades. Now, this is the thing, right? This is the thing. You can't say that, bro. You can't say that. You can't say Solana. You can't say Aptos seems to be more reliable and Solana has been fairly prone to failure. Solana's been out since 2020, and Aptos came out yesterday. So we don't actually know if Aptos is more reliable. You're guessing. You're speculating. All the tests that they would have run, those tests can be manipulated. We don't know if those numbers are real. The only time you can have a real execution, a real test, would be when people start using it. Now, we've got to take a few things into consideration, yeah? We've really have to take a few things into consideration. Number one, in the bull market, you're going to have a bucket load more of transactions than you are in a bear market. Think about it. How many of your friends have left cryptocurrency, let alone talking about Aptos? You know? This project is a trending project, and it's a very deep technical project. And I've got the lowest views that I've had when I'm doing CPI watch-alongs or when I'm doing charting or anything like that. I get at least double the views, and now for this project we're getting half. All right, so you can't say that Aptos is more secure and more reliable than Solana, because we don't have the metrics, we don't have the people available, the market participants available to even go and test that. Okay, so Solana has been fairly prone to failure. Well, what happens now if we buy Aptos today, and then in a year's time when we've got a massive bull market and so many people are trading and talking about crypto? You go to your barbershop, you're talking about crypto. You go to your friend's house, it's about crypto. You go to your cousins who you haven't seen in 2 years, they're talking about crypto. What's going to happen when people start using Aptos then? That's the only time that we're really going to know if this thing can actually survive or not. All right? Very unfair for them to say that it's more reliable than Solana. That's what you get when you're Solana and you are the most used blockchain in the world at the moment. That's what happens. All right. And I think AVAX is second, to be honest. So, oh, here it is. Aptos Feast Avalanche. Early reports, again, this is a speculative type of wording. Early reports indicate that the Aptos blockchain outperforms Avalanche under optimal testing conditions. So stress testing. But again, stress testing is by far different to real life use case. I'm pretty sure that when Solana was doing stress testing, they had way more numbers as well. And don't forget, we had credits in 2018. For those of you who are new to crypto, go and Google that. Go and Google credits. The tag was $CS. It was a project that launched in 2018. It was a rug. Okay, it was a rug. Now, credits, they claimed that they could reach up to 1 million transactions per second. This project launched and it pumped. It did like a 5x on launch. And then once I think Ivan on Tech came out and proved them wrong, saying this is bullshit, this is the worst coding I've ever seen in my life, and they rugged. Obviously, now we're in 2022. We're still nowhere near 1 million transactions per second. We are at most 160, which Aptos claims it can do. All right. So again, they're comparing it now to Avalanche, and they're using the stress testing words. Again, it's something else that seems a bit too markety for me. You've got to remember, when you have conviction on something, when you are strong-minded on something, you're going to talk like someone with conviction. You're not going to talk and say, look, you know what, early reports indicate, like, obviously, like if we're talking about testing conditions, we're talking about optimal testing conditions. You know what I'm saying? The way that they word it in a way that makes me think that they're trying to beg it. Do you know what I mean by when I say beg it? I mean, like, they're trying to force it. Like, Aptos, yeah, Aptos can do this, yeah, but Solana can do that. Yeah, but bro, Aptos can do one more than that. Early reports indicate that. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying for the future, bro, not for the past or the present. Future, think future. That's literally what I'm hearing as well when I'm reading this. So now they've got the balls to go on and even talk about Ethereum. We'll finish up with Avalanche real quick. When it comes to transactions per second, Aptos blows Avalanche out the water. Avalanche manages around 4,500 per subnet, while the Aptos blockchain achieves between 130 to 160,000, which is true. It's big. That's why AVAX did not reach a higher market cap than Solana. It didn't reach a higher market cap than Polkadot. Did pretty well though. It got into the top 10. It made a lot of people millionaires and even billionaires, um so moving on to Aptos versus Ethereum. This is one that's funny. Guys, make sure you're smashing up the like button if you can in the meantime, and make sure you're subscribing as well, bottom right hand corner. And feel free to give me your opinions, by the way. I know I'm talking and talking and talking, but feel free to drop your opinions in the comments and let me know what you think about the Aptos blockchain at the moment. I know I'm talking about it very bearishly. I shouldn't be. I really shouldn't. I do salute these guys. I'll give you more of a broken down sort of analysis and summary at the end of it. I just wanted to approach it from a non-biased point of view and just read and see what I see on the internet, and read it back to you guys to see what you guys think as well. All right. So I'm not fudding the project. I'm not saying anything too bad about the project. All I'm saying is literally what I see. Okay. Literally what I see, because at the end of the day, everything I've seen so far in this article is telling me that if I want to be the next trendsetter, if I want to buy something that is new, that is shiny, that is better than Solana, that's better than Ethereum, better than AVAX, they're saying buy Aptos, right? So I'm approaching it from a perspective of, wait, hang on a second. If you're telling me buy Aptos, like, why should I buy it? Why should I buy it? From a fundamental point of view, yeah, if you go on the 5-minute chart, if we are going to go over to the chart, if we go over to the 5-minute chart, we can find two little ranges here. We can look for two little ranges here. We can trade it on the 5-minute, but that's not really enough. I don't care about trading, man. Like, I do trade and whatnot, but I don't care about 1R, 2R. Ask yourselves. I know a lot of you guys are into trading, day trading, but ask yourself, like, are you into day trading where you're making 1R a day? You're getting stopped out, you're making it back, stopped out, making it back, or you can just buy the next Solana and get 100x. In the bull market, when the 100x's come, do you want to be somebody that is trading 4R, 1R, 2R, 3R? You want to be investors. You want to be making 100x, 200x. There are people out there that claim they took profits. They didn't take profits. Trust me, I know a few of them. I've watched a few of them blow big accounts, and right now they're on Twitter claiming to be mad. It's nuts. The shame in Twitter right now, there's no shame. I'm not going to say names, but I'm just letting you know. Trading at the moment, doing this R and up and down, it's good. But this is what I did in 2018, and it didn't work out for me. what worked out for me, and this is why I've got my channel here, what worked out for me is by studying crypto, you idiots. Study crypto, man. Longing and shorting coins, all good, but study crypto. Study about why like this has come out. Why is this hype? Why is it hype? You know, the time to trade will come. The time to accelerate will come. And literally, I take this from XO. XO is the one that taught me this. He says, he goes, NJ, when you've got to sit back and relax, you sit back and relax. When the market tells you to put your foot down and accelerate, that's when you accelerate. So for me, I take a couple trades here and there. Yeah, I do. And I share them on the stream as well, you know? But you're not like if you're deluding yourself thinking that you're gonna make millions off trading, like you've got $1,000 account and you're gonna make 1 million by day trading, and then you're gonna use that million to buy this and buy that. You're good luck. Good luck. I know where you are in your journey, and I wish you the best of luck. But for me, I've seen it, I've done it. I know that altcoins are going to be where the big money comes in the next cycle. I'd rather make little now and make massive in the next alt run rather than focused on making 1, 2, 3 R now desperately and looking for 5 minute trades, trading London, New York, Asia, desperation, thinking that I'm getting smarter when in reality I'm acting like a knob. Just my opinion. And then work harder in the bull market, because that's when the market tells you liquidity is entering the market. Look at the global liquidity index. You'll see for yourself. The Fed continues to remove money out of the market. We're going to be talking about UK and European inflation in a few in half an hour, maybe at most. You know, market's not there. Market is not there. Yes, you can trade it. It is good to trade. But if you're new to trading, just be real with yourself. You're not going to do what SC did. You're not going to do what some of the others have done. XO, I've known him for years. He didn't start off as XO. He started off as a normal guy. Now he's got a system where he trades. Now he's got a system where he's profitable. But that doesn't mean he's printing 1, 2 million every week. Be realistic, guys. You know what I mean? And that's why I prefer to look at this, because, I want to catch some of the biggest altcoins at the floor in the next cycle. I want to catch them and I want to ride them for 100x. Floki as an example. I got into Floki and I got an 800x out of that. Okay? It was my boy that was running Floki. He told me to get involved in it. I got involved in it and look what happened. Was I longing and shorting GBP USD? Was I longing and shorting on here or there or here or there every single day? No, I wasn't. I was in 2018. That got me nowhere. It was a freaking meme project. And all it took was a bit of research. So when the market tells you to accelerate, that's when you accelerate. When the market is not telling you to accelerate, just be careful, man. Just be careful. So let's not digress any further than this. Let's keep talking about Aptos. So these guys are ballsy enough now to compare themselves to Ethereum. They're comparing themselves to the. By the way, everyone, we've got 70 people here, just over 70 people. Do you mind getting us to over 60 likes? I like to get to 100 likes for every stream. We don't usually get it during the live stream, but people who watch it recorded, if you're watching it recorded right now in the future, then thank you very much for tuning into the show. But please like the video. And if you haven't already, come on, subscribe to the channel, man. Bottom right-hand corner, easy peasy. So Aptos versus Ethereum. Okay, the Aptos blockchain has already managed to outperform Ethereum in terms of speed, while Ethereum's time to finality is over a minute. Aptos can finalize transactions in less than a second due to both hardware and design differences. Ethereum has only one CPU core, while Aptos operates on 16. However, Ethereum's reliability is undeniably superior, while Aptos doesn't have many problems with outages. How can they say that? It can't compare to Ethereum's stability. Its performance is almost impossible to disrupt as long as users are fine with paying more fees and waiting for longer times. Ethereum still remains the most popular choice. Look. You can't compare Aptos to Ethereum. You can't do that. You can't do that. Yeah, okay, look, back in the day, you can find an iPhone, right? You can go to China and you can find a phone that has absolutely no branding, like nobody knows who it is. It's got really, really poor build quality, but it's technically better than an iPhone. you can't say that, yeah, this Chinese phone is better than the iPhone. You can't do that. That's exactly what that sounds like. But we see Wagwan, we see Wagwan. Um, who's this guy? Who's this guy? I want to see what this guy's saying. Naveed, let's have a look at your comments. I do appreciate your comments, Naveed, but let me settle this. Let me settle this. So Naveed here is saying, now is the time to trade and not the time to invest. That's number one. And then Naveed goes on to say, because of the chop, look at macro. You don't want to buy and hold for minus 30%. There's nothing indicating that this is an investing market. I agree with that. Naveed goes on to say, you're looking at big caps and you're probably not a trader. So Naveed, what I will say is have respect to people in the chat, especially the moderators. The moderators have the ability to remove you from the chat, and you'll never be able to get involved again. So we appreciate your comments. We appreciate your opinions. Keep the opinions coming in 100%, but keep it respectful, especially to the moderators, okay? Especially to the moderators. Thank you for that. Okay, so Aptos incentivized testnet. Since the Aptos blockchain hasn't officially released any white paper or given any crypto to the public, you might be wondering why so many people are talking about it, even though they've not given a white paper or tokenomics. The Aptos incentivized testnet is the reason many people might be wondering. People already know so much about Aptos Labs capabilities. An incentivized testnet is essentially a way to gamify crypto development. Again, this is all sounding silly to me. All that this is saying is talking about why it's okay to build your project on Aptos, and we're going to go into that very, very shortly. We are going to go into an ecosystem that has already been built on Aptos, and I'm very, very shocked because I didn't know that was coming. Typically the way it works is, you've got the layer one. Why is everybody in the SC? Yo. I was thinking, why is everybody getting excited in the chat? I'm talking about testnet. And then I see big man trader SC in the house, my brother. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. As always, why are you not a mod in the chat? You are a mod. For some reason, my application is not showing me. Guys, show some love to Trader SC in the chat. SC's family, that's why he joins. He knows I chat a lot of waffle and nonsense, but he's family, so he shows his support. Thank you for joining SC, and thank you everybody in the chat for showing SC good love. Appreciate all of you. Keep it all kind and nice. All right, Giles, welcome to the chat. It's good to see you. Giles is also another mod in the chat. Please respect Giles. The mods in the chat, obviously, you'll see you've got Elizabeth, Hafuel, you've got Giles, and you've got SC. Please show maximum respect to those guys. We want to keep a healthy community as we continue to grow and develop, okay? It's great to see all the comments coming in, showing love to SC. Great. So look, Aptos NFTs. So here they're talking about testnet. They're talking about why it's good to build on Aptos. They're talking about here that NFTs are coming to Aptos. I've heard all of that before. Why Aptos has the attention of venture capitals. This is a good one, okay? So the Aptos blockchain was just announced this year, but it's already receiving impressive funding. Aptos accepted its first big set of investments in March 2022. So notice that was, 6-7 months ago? And, they raised $350 million. That's a good investment, man. That's really good considering it's a private sale. If you if you raised 5 million or 10 million, I would say that is very decent. But to raise 350, that's very good. And here it says, look at this. So several large venture capital groups, including A16Z, Crypto, Multicoin Capital, Hashed, Tiger Global, Three Arrows, which you guys know who Three Arrows is, FTX and Coinbase, and why is Binance Labs not in there? I don't know, but Binance should be in there too, contributed a total of 200 million. Aptos then went on to receive another 150 million in June from FTX and Jump Crypto. Previous investors such as A16Z Crypto and Multicoin Capital have contributed to multiple rounds of funding. Okay, so VCs with big, large, reputable names have gone into this, and they've put their money down. Now, this is where it gets a bit interesting. They say experienced, reputable founders. That's I'm not going to dive into that. You guys have to make your own decisions as to whether or not they're experienced and reputable. Unique architecture, impressive performance, and Facebook related background. Now, just remember, right? Remember that this hasn't really been on the market for longer than a day or two. And in the day that it's been on the market, all it's done is given us red candles. So we don't actually know for sure. We don't know for sure if this is reliable. We don't know for sure if this is secure because it's not been on the market for long enough. It's not. Solana was on the market for a good number of weeks before people decided, yeah, I'm going to look into this. And it only started breaking down when the use case of the supply chain was, what am I saying here? Sorry, one second. Let me repeat that. It only started breaking down when too many transactions were happening. And that was because so many people were using the platform. Okay? Literally that. So is Aptos a good investment? Now, I'm not going to read this because this is coming from an exchange website. What we'll do here is obviously, you guys know that Bybit was the first to launch Aptos, okay, and obviously you can trade it on spot. You can also trade it on, I think you can trade it on derivatives as well. I'm not 100% sure, but the link to sign up to Bybit is in the description below. You can sign up there if you want to trade. If you want to trade it, okay. If you want to trade it. So that's that. So if we come over here, we look at the Aptos team very quickly. You can see here, this is Mo Sheikh and this is Avery Ching. They're both from the Meta team. That's pretty much it. That's all it talks about. If you go to about and you go to team, that's literally all that comes up. That's all that comes up. It says that these two guys are here. I'm not seeing any suits. I'm not seeing any watches or any fancy bling. It looks like my old college. The haircut is interesting. I like the top though. I like the top that Avery's wearing, I suppose. I like the style. This is my kind of style too. Well, what's John saying here? John says, NJ, has anyone tried to complete a transaction on Aptos? Curious. Yeah, that's a fantastic question, man. That's a fantastic question. No. The answer is no. Simply because everything is at a testing level. It's at a testing level. It's not, it hasn't been on the market. We need a bull market to come. When a bull market comes, that's when we are going to have the major sort of real tests. And just a quick one, guys. Sorry to cut you guys out of this. We are still talking about Aptos. We are still going to talk about it. But Giles and Nicholas have come in. So we are going to talk about inflation in the next 15 to 20 minutes. Giles is saying that inflation in Canada is now up to 6 to 9%. And Giles is also saying, Nicholas said inflation is at 6.9%. Giles is saying housing starts at 1.39 mm. Expectation was 1.631 mm. The last was 1.75 mm. All right. Building permits here for those of you who are interested in that. And there you go. All right, there you go. So we'll go back to Aptos real quick. Thank you, Giles. Thank you, Nicholas. Maybe I might need to make Nicholas a mod as well. Maybe I'll make Nicholas a mod as well. I'll make you a mod as well, Nicholas. You are putting in the work, my good sir. You are putting in the work. Bear with me. Congratulations, Nicholas. You are now a moderator on In It for the Tech. GG. Everybody give a good shout out to Nicholas. Very, very awesome news. And very, very awesome news. Thank you very much, Nicholas. Good stuff. Good stuff. Keep putting the work in. If you put the work in It for the Tech will recognize you. Make sure you smash up the like button. Make sure we're at 70 likes, that's decent. 69 likes. That's actually decent. We should get to 100 for this episode. It's good. A lot of research goes into these episodes. A lot of research does. So when you guys do smash up the likes, or when you guys drop a comment, or when I see the subscriber count go up, it makes everything worthwhile, So if we go back here real quick, let's go back to Aptos. Let's finish this up. Let's continue talking about this. Aptos tokenomics. Now this is where there's a bit of controversy. Okay, I want you guys to really pay attention to what I'm going to say next. Okay. I dropped my vape. All right, cool. So look, Aptos. Now, typically, what happens is when you have a project that is launching on the market, whether it's a private sale or a pre sale or a seed sale or whatever it is, when you have a project that launches to the market and you are somebody who wants to do research on it, the first thing that you're going to ask yourself is, what are the tokenomics for Aptos? What are the tokenomics for this project? Okay, you want to see how much the VCs have, you want to see how much the owners have, you want to see how much is being distributed to the community, how much is going to be for the public sale. You want to see the prices they got in, the valuations that they got it for, and you want to compare it to the current valuations of its current market cap. Okay? Now, Aptos, after receiving all this money, after building all of this, after launching on all these exchanges, when did they drop their tokenomics? They dropped their tokenomics 2 days ago on October the 17th, a day before launching. Bearish. Bearish. Minor. Maybe they can salvage it. Let's have a look at these tokenomics to see if they can salvage it. All right, let me make it a bit bigger for you guys. So mainnet for Aptos was launched on October the 12th, 2022. The initial total supply of Aptos tokens at mainnet was 1 billion tokens. APT will have 8 digits of precision as part of a fraction where the minimal unit is called an octa. Okay? Now, if they have 1 billion tokens, let's mark that out as our total supply, 1 billion tokens. Now, in that 1 billion tokens, 51% goes to the community. 51%. That's amazing. That's fantastic. Core contributors, what does that mean? I think that means the team. They get 19%, and that's 190 million tokens. Foundation is 16.5%, and investors, aka those who got into private, there will be 135 million tokens split between those guys. All right, all good on the front. It looks as though, yeah, 51% for the community. That sounds fantastic. Is it though? Distribution. It talks about the distribution here. 125 million APT will be available initially to support ecosystem project grants and other community growth initiatives. So, if you have a project that you want to build on Aptos, as long as the project has serious legs and Aptos really does believe in what you guys are going to do, then what they'll do is they'll give you a grant. Okay? So, I think that's part of the foundation ish, where they'll have 125 million tokens and they'll be handing out grants to people to be able to build on the platform. Okay. 5 million APT available to initially support the Aptos Foundation initiatives for the foundation category, and 1 to 120th of the remaining tokens for the community and foundation are anticipated to unlock each month for the next 10 years. You know what? That sounds good. Considering that it's going to be over 10 years, 51% of the community. Yeah, that sounds good. Let's read a little bit further. All of this here, we can go through this, not a problem. To me, at the moment, what I'm understanding is that Aptos is controlling all of their tokens. That's what I'm understanding. Okay. But if we go all the way to the bottom here, look at this right at the bottom of the page. It says disclaimer in capital letters. This is not an offering or the solicitation of an offer to purchase tokens. The document contains hypothetical, forward-looking and or projected figures which are not guaranteed. The actual numbers may vary. Aptos makes no representation or warranty, express or implied, as to the completeness or accuracy of this presentation, and it is subject to change without notice. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. I seriously cannot believe that they would put this on the website. That is insane. What this means is they can change all of this. Everything that we just looked at, they can change all of it without any representation. And they will not be legally, there's no legal action required because they had a disclaimer at the bottom. That's insane. That's literally insane. Can you believe that? Look, listen, this is a vape, right? Or is it? I'm saying it's a vape, but disclaimer, might not be. Invest at your own accord, G. Invest at your own accord. That is insane. Okay. Now, one of the last things that we'll look at before we move on to some other information is the Aptos Insights. Okay, now Aptos Insights is a Twitter channel. It's a Twitter channel that I found, and it shows us the Aptos ecosystem. Now, I do like this. I do like this. It looks very similar to A0, but I do like this. Okay, so you've got the multiple dexes that will be created that will be trading for Aptos. So you've got Uniswap for Ethereum, you've got SushiSwap for Ethereum and Matic and Binance. You've got PancakeSwap for Binance. You've got Trader Joe and Pangolin for AVAX. For these ones, you're going to have Laminar, Hansen, Tsunami, Econia, Pantem, AptoSwap, Empo, Saber, 1KX Protocol. You've got all of those. And in terms of your wallets, instead of MetaMask, they're going to have their own wallets. Hive Wallet, Blacktoe, Fetchwa Wallet, Vault ID, Martian, etc., etc. Yield optimizers, synthetics, Telegram, their own messaging service, naming service, DNS. They're going to have their own DNS. So, the way that we've got ENS for Ethereum, tradernj.ens or init for the tech.eth or whatever, they're going to have their own version of that. They're going to have a lending borrowing platform like Celsius did. They're going to have infrastructure, derivatives. They're going to have a lot of DeFi, it looks like. A lot of DeFi is what I'm kind of seeing here, you know? So I am bullish when it comes to that. I am bullish on the Aptos token itself, not so much. Bullish on the ecosystem. Yeah, potentially, man. Yeah, potentially. All of these projects here, if they launch at the right time in the market, they'll be worth talking about. If they launch now, when we're about to talk about inflation, that's not good. Okay, we're not in a risk on environment, fellas and ladies, and everything in between. We're not in a risk on environment, So if they're going to launch now, then no, I'm not interested. I'll wait. I'll wait till the next bull market when there's more new shiny toys. I understand FA. I understand the technicals behind it. All right, I can be patient. Before Solana, there was 100 other tokens that came out that all claim to be the next Bitcoin, the next Ethereum killer. And guess what? People make millions of all of them. They made millions of all of them. And then the new shiny toy came. So I'm not too interested. A0 launched in the bear market too. A0 had the chance to really do massive numbers and they launched at the wrong time. And because they launched at the wrong time, how many people talk about it these days? Everybody was talking about A0 being the Solana killer. Everybody was talking about it. And now, before we've even had a chance to see A0 go to $10, we've got Aptos claiming to be the next Solana killer. So, it's all about timing in this market. It's all about understanding market cycles. And so many people just don't understand market cycles. Even your favorite traders, they don't understand market cycles. They'll be there telling you to take profit when they themselves walked away with nothing in the last bull market. You know what I mean? Understand timing of the market. People use the word macro a lot now, but nobody really understands what macro actually means. They just think it means higher time frame. But okay, all good, all good. So here it talks about the DEX projects, the wallet projects, the NFT projects, the yield optimizers, launch pads for Aptos. Watch out for these ones, yeah? Orion Launch and DAO Starter. A lot of the projects that we'll be building on Aptos will be launching through these. Okay, so Orion Launch and DAO Starter. That's where you have to sort of look out for. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how synthetics works out as well. Synthetic protocol, clone protocol. So obviously we've got SNX, we had a Daffy, we had a few synthetics proto DAOs, shadows DAOs or something like that. But the synthetics did not really last for long in crypto. It was a very, very short-lived narrative, So we'll see. And as for the Aptos price, the price of Aptos now is $7.60. The highest it reached to was around, I think I saw it higher than this, man. I saw it higher than this. If we go to, this is the Binance chart. This thing is shanking to zero, bro. This thing is. I don't think it's going to go below $2. I think $2 is where the VCs got in. All right, so I don't think it will. But I mean, at the moment, this just looks horrible. I mean, you can't even chart this, man. You can't even chart this. Um, Yeah, something along the lines of this. I don't know. This is not really TA. This is not really TA. Something along the lines of, if we was to break out of this, if we was to break out of this trend, then whatever it does here would be the deviation, and then I'd be targeting here, which is actually a big trade. It's actually a decent trade. You get a couple R from that, you know. So I don't know. It looks rubbish to me. I'm not. I'm just not interested, man. I'm just not interested. There are a lot of people at the moment claiming to be making millions and thousands and this and that. But I was in the bull market. I watch people make millions. I know people that got millions, and I just know how millionaires act, and I know how they're supposed to act, and I know when people got money, you can tell that they've got money, and when they don't have money, they get excited. They get really excited. They'll take one trade and get excited. Look at SC. SC takes trades every day, and he nails trades every day. Have you ever seen him get excited? No. His one R is probably worth like 100 of your one Rs, but when you make one R, you get excited. He doesn't get excited. So you can, exactly, Giles says it here, millionaires don't brag. So there's a lot of people out there right now that are claiming, it's mad. Bear market is mad shit, man. Bear market is shit. Unfortunately, that's just where we are in the market. But you know what? P&Ls, they prove themselves. It is what it is, you know? So Aptos, in terms of a chart, this does not look like a buy to me. And if XO is online saying the seed price was 10 cents or 1 cent, then hell no. Hell no. You know, hell no. You never know. Look, we're in a bear market. We haven't even had our accumulation period yet. We haven't had any real relief rallies on Bitcoin yet. So if we're in a bear market and this thing can dump to like 20, 10, 20, 30 cents, let's buy it. Let's buy it. If it dumps to 10, 20, 30 cents, I'll buy Aptos. I'll buy Aptos. I'll buy 1,000 to 10,000 tokens. Why not? Why not? It's a small punt. It makes sense. Why not? You know? See what happens. All right. The airdrop. Now, I don't know how to get this airdrop. I don't know if you're eligible for it, but here is where you go to talk about the airdrop. I couldn't really find any links for this bullshit. Okay. So that is your hour. I've spoken about Aptos for an hour. We have got one or two more things to talk about. I am sorry for boring you guys, but let me know in the chat. I'm going to put a poll up, all right? And I want you guys to quickly drop a vote in to let me know what you guys think. So the poll I'm going to be putting here is start a poll. I'm going to put thoughts on Aptos. Right. So I'm putting a poll in the chat. Okay. The poll is now live. Thoughts on Aptos. Are you bullish or are you bearish? Okay. I want you guys to let me know what you guys think. I'm very, very keen and interested to see what you guys think. For me, I'm going to talk about it while you guys get your votes in. For me personally, I'm very, very mixed about it. Number one, I don't like the way they're marketing. I don't like the fact that they're saying, um, we're shiny, we're trendy, you should be buying us. If you want to be the trendsetters, then come check us out. I don't like that. If it's like the millionaire example. You can tell when someone's a million. You can tell, you know what I'm saying? People act a certain way when they've got money, and when they don't have money, they act another certain way. You get me? So it's the same with these projects. I don't like it when projects launch and they try and sell themselves in a desperate, desperate state, you know? Number two, I think Lily says it best here. Lily just took the words out of my mouth as I was going to say it. She says, if this was a bull market, I would have bought. Right now, it's too risky. There are better projects at a huge discount. I love you, sis. I love you, sis. You chat so much facts. We've got some really awesome people here in the NJ community. That is without a doubt. Okay. Now, again, to add more thoughts onto this, I'm very bullish on the ecosystem. I do feel like the ecosystem could be very bullish for Aptos, but there are a few things that needs to happen. So number one, what needs to happen is we need an environment where the market has the amount of participants required to actually test this thing. Okay? We need to be able to test this thing in real time. Like, for example, when Solana goes down, everybody's saying, yeah, Solana's so shit, bro. It's bearish. It's this, it's that. All right, granted, I appreciate that. But at the same time, everybody in the world's using it, bro. That's why it's taking too much heat. You know, yes, they need to add more infrastructure. Fine. They need to go off and do that. But has Aptos got that infrastructure to manage it? What's going to happen the first time Aptos goes down? It's going to be mega bearish because they claim to be so much that they might not be. So they've set the bar super, super high. They've got the money to back them. The ecosystem, the grants will be very high. To be honest, I'm not gonna lie. I'm fairly bullish on it. I'm fairly bullish on it. Will I be buying Aptos? No, not unless if we got something like $1 to $2 now. If that came in the next day or two, it might be worth a quick flip. Okay, and this is not financial advice. It might be worth a quick flip if we got $1 to $2. The reason I say that is because um, the VCs, I think, in terms of evaluations, because we haven't got a big circulating supply, the circulating supply for Aptos at the moment, if we go back here, is 130 million tokens that are currently circulating out of a billion tokens. So, in terms of a billion tokens, the fully diluted market cap is roughly around $8 billion in a bear market. And the market cap at the moment is just under $1 billion. So if the market cap went to 200 to 300 million over the course of the next 2-3 days, I'd consider a long, depending on where the market was. It would be a short-term trade. Would I be holding for the foreseeable future? No, I would not. Okay. Also here as well, we've got bearish market structure: high, lower, high, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. I don't know I don't know if something like this happens. If something like that happened, then I don't know. That could potentially be a long up to here or something like that. Potentially. I'm not sure. Okay. Very, very dangerous to trade this. Very dangerous to trade this. I'd be super, super careful. Okay. So let's have a quick look. Let's have a look at this poll. We have got 31 votes, and I'm going to do my vote as well now. I'll close it off in a second. I've so we've got 9% that have voted bullish, 47% that have voted bearish, and 44% that have voted I don't care. So I'll close off the thing. I voted I don't care as well, just because, look, I'm telling you now, I'll wrap it up here with this before we move on to the inflation stuff. You know, when a project launches, it's shiny and it looks good, and it looks like you're missing out when you're not buying it, you know? It looks like you're missing out. But something then comes along later on and it shows you that you didn't actually miss out on much. You know, I remind you of A0, okay? And ask yourselves as well, like, if Solana did launch in this current market, in this bear market, would it have done what it did in the bull market? That's the question I've got to ask you. Other than that, I am bullish in terms of the ecosystem that they're building. I am bullish. Appreciate all of you guys. We are going to move on now. That's an hour we've done on Aptos. I hope that has helped. And I hope that you guys understand the project a bit better now, and you understand the hype behind it. You understand some key facts about it. We are going to talk a little bit about inflation, and then I'm going to shoot off. I can see that we're at 81 likes. So thank you very much for everybody who has supported the channel by doing that. We're 19 away from 100. So if you're watching this recorded, then please do make sure you are liking and subscribing. More importantly, subscribing to the channel. Okay, so the next thing that we are going to talk about here is going to be this. Okay, Eurozone inflation reaches a new all-time high of 9.9%. Okay, quick look at this and then we'll wrap up the stream. All right, so the past few months have been characterized by high inflation number reports and headlines suggestive of a continued macroeconomic uncertainty. Resultantly, countries are being pushed into a technical recession. Okay, and KAR crypto, I see you've got a comment here saying thoughts about UK inflation at 10.1 today, still costing me an arm and a leg to fill up my Range Rover. Yes, mate, we are going to be talking about that. We're going to cover Eurozone first, then we're going to cover China's oil imports second, and then we'll talk about the UK inflation rate, okay? Obviously, it's massively bearish news. I know how you feel about filling up your car. It's one of those situations where we are going to be in this situation for another year, I think or so. Something's going to have to change in the overall market for us to get to that. Ali says, "You won't remember me from Said Hussein's wedding in Lebanon. Lovely to see you, bro. It's lovely to see you too, bro. Thank you for joining the show. Thank you for showing some love. I appreciate you. Thank you very much." Um, SC streaming in 20 minutes. Okay, yeah, cool. So I'll tell you what. Do you know what? We'll cover this tomorrow. Let this episode be purely about Aptos. I'll leave it in there. I'll change the title and whatnot. We'll talk about Aptos. All right. So tomorrow we'll cover the UK inflation stuff, and we'll see what else we've got to cover. But look, listen. If you guys enjoyed the Aptos stream, if you guys learned something about Aptos today, if you guys feel like you've enjoyed the show, then thank you very much. Leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to the channel if you don't mind. Okay, it will really help. We're on our journey to 5K subscribers. It's taking a freaking long time to get there, but we are working towards it. All right, so help out if you can. Show some love. Make sure you're tuning into the Telegram. If you want to trade Aptos on Bybit, you can do so in the link in the description below. Feel free. It's up to you guys. It's no pressure at all. All right. Take care, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely day. I'll speak to you guys tomorrow on another episode of the NJ Show. All right. Cheers, everyone. Goodbye.